So welcome back guys to another video, and it's that time of the year where the sun starts coming out a little bit more. We spend a little more time outside, going to the pool, going to the beach. And while the summertime is not my favorite time of the year, I'm not a big fan of the hot weather. I will say summer does have some very big nostalgic memories for me, because that's the time when I played a lot of video games. You know, before I started working and entering the real life, you know, when I was a young kid, that was the time I got a lot of my gaming on, you know, because I didn't have to go to school, I didn't have any responsibilities, nothing like that. So I thought what I would do for you guys is share a handful of games that I have a lot of nostalgic memories during the summertime. Now, the first game I want to talk about, you know, I don't hear a lot of people talk about this game, and I might even do a Let's Play of it very soon, because it is a fun game. It's a really fun game put up by Irem, and that is Rocky Rodent on the Super Nintendo. And, you know, to tell you the truth, this game is nothing groundbreaking. It's not gonna, you know, rock your socks off. It's not gonna change your life. It's essentially kind of a Sonic clone, which was fine for me at the time because I didn't have a Sega Genesis, so I wanted to get that, like, Sonic fix in some way, because I really wanted to play Sonic the Hedgehog. So I would rent this game very frequently at my local Blockbuster or a little department store by my house, Rose's. I would always go to Rose's and rent this game, and it plays a lot like Sonic, you know, very fast paced, but where it's a little different than our Blue Hedgehog is Rocky actually has different hairstyles as power-ups, you know. So you get like different hairsprays, and it changes your power-ups, and you can do things in different parts of the game. And I thought the story was just so freaking funny, because you're like this rodent and you're pretty much helping out the mayor save his daughter from a gang of mobsters, you know, in New York. It was really cool. I highly recommend you guys try out Rocky Rodent if you guys want to play a really fun platformer. And the next game I want to talk about, some people love and some people hate this game. It's kind of funny. But I really like it, and that is Super Mario Sunshine. Now, I got this one summer, and it was right around the time I had just gotten my GameCube, and what a great game to play during the summertime. I mean, it had so much atmosphere to it that I think the water effects on this game still to this day really hold up. It's such a beautiful game. I really love the challenging platform action with the jetpack. Some people didn't really like the jetpack and the water soaker and all that stuff, the flood I should call it, but I really liked it. I think this is kind of like the black sheep of Mario 3D platformers. I mean, a lot of people like Galaxy and Mario 64. You don't hear enough people talk about Mario Sunshine, and honestly, if they were to remake this as like an HD remaster, while I'm not a big fan of HD remasters, I would check this out. I would love to see this in full HD. I really think it would really benefit. It's a great game. And talk about a game that really sucked days and nights out of my summer. Man, this is a game that I actually got addicted to. I was very much addicted to this game. It was for the GameCube, and that is Animal Crossing. I had never played a simulation game before this. I mean, I played like SimCity and stuff like that, but nothing like The Sims, you know. But I played this game for my GameCube, and you know, you're this little guy in a town full of different animals as your villagers, and you know, you could design your own house, you could design clothing, you can go fishing, you can catch bugs, you know. It was so immersive. And the thing that really made me addicted to this game, and not only me, but my sister as well, was just because there was so much you could do. I remember me and my sister would get up in the mornings and we would go to the pool, spend some time at the pool before it got too hot, and then we would come back to the house and we would play Animal Crossing. And one of the reasons why we would come back from the pool to play Animal Crossing is because it would be like 10 o'clock, and that's when Tom Nook's store would open. We're like, alright, Tom Nook's open. And it's so funny because this game went by real time. So if it was like 10 o'clock, you know, here it was 10 o'clock in the game, and that's when Tom Nook would open, and we'd all check out his, you know, new items he had for sale, or maybe if we had some bugs we had to sell to help pay our mortgage, you know, so we could get a bigger house. And oh man, and even like Saturdays, every Saturday at 8 o'clock we had to go to the train station to get a new KK Slider song. Man, this I love Animal Crossing so much, and you know, I've played all the other ones except for City Folk on the Wii. I haven't played that one, but I know they're coming out, or at least talking about coming out with a new Animal Crossing for the Wii U. I'm really excited about it. They've even been talking about amiibo support, which they were talking about putting out the cards, the amiibo cards for Animal Crossing, which I'm kind of about. But if they make physical amiibos for Animal Crossing, I'm going to be so freaking broke, because I'm going to want all those. Those are probably going to be amiibos I go crazy about. Now, another game that I really enjoyed during the summertime was Metal Gear Solid. And, you know, I played Metal Gear Solid. I played the demo when I first got my PlayStation, and I really enjoyed it. It was a lot of fun, but I didn't play the game fully until one summer. My sister's boyfriend at the time would always come over, and, you know, she was taking summer classes, so he'd come over before she'd get off school, and we would hang out. You know, I remember we would always hang out and cook tater tots, and we would play video games, and we would do this for a couple of hours. Well, I remember he brought over Metal Gear Solid, because he was actually having some trouble with the game, and we were playing it, and one of the most biggest things I remember, and you know, it's so normal today, but it was just so crazy back then, was the Psycho Mantis boss battle. And you know, I had never played a boss where they broke the fourth wall, you know, when Psycho Mantis was like reading games off your memory card, like, you like Castlevania, you know, and you know, when you sat down the controller and he would make it vibrate, that was just so freaking cool. And I just remember there were so many plot twists and so many like, oh my god moments. I remember him and I were just, our jaws would drop like every so often. And you know, my sister would come to the house and we'd all hang out and stuff, and it was just like him and I had our own little thing, our own little bonding moment, because we would still be talking about Metal Gear Solid, and she'd be like, what are you guys talking about, you know? It was really cool. And the last game I wanted to talk about is Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 for the PlayStation. Now, I've played Tony Hawk Pro Skater 2, and I've enjoyed it. It's a great game, a fantastic game. But honestly, what I was really addicted to was back when PlayStation had the Jam Pack CDs, you know, the PlayStation Underground CDs. They'd always come with demos. Well, there was one that came with a demo of Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2, and you know, I thought maybe it was just going to be like maybe 2 levels or something like that, but it included one of the levels from Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 2 and the park editor. And oh my gosh, I remember my friends and I would sit there and we would spend hours creating different parks, and we would go to each other's houses and try to beat high scores and be like, oh, check out this park I just made, or check this out. And Tony Hawk's Pro Skater was a big part of my life, you know. That's what inspired me to have my very short career of trying to skateboard. I remember playing that game and being like, oh man, we gotta go skateboarding now. And I was never really that good. You know, once I started playing bass guitar and I realized I was a better bass player than I was a skateboarder, I kind of stopped doing it. But it was just such a fun time. It was such a fantastic time. I cannot stress that enough. But guys, let me know some games that you really enjoyed during the summertime with a comment below. Tell me some games that really made that moment for you. Definitely, I'd love to hear from you guys. And all I can say is, for some of you young viewers that, you know, haven't started your summertime jobs yet, enjoy it while you can. You know, when it becomes summertime and you're out of school, you got nothing to do, play as many video games as you possibly can, because this is how you build memories. These are what memories are made from, is some of these experiences. And I'm so happy that I've had so many gaming memories that happened during the summer, because this is just a handful of games. I have so many more, like Final Fantasy Tactics, a lot of RPGs I played during the summertime that later on I might do some reviews of, definitely. But anyway guys, thanks for watching, thanks for subscribing, and as always, happy gaming.